Hey everybody, welcome back to Clutch Situation. I got a package in the mail today from New Zealand, and this package is from the person who inspired this channel. And so this package is from Dave of Dave's Mechanical Pencils, and I had struck up an email conversation with him over the last couple weeks, and I had mentioned on the channel in my last video that Dave had sort of inspired me, and that I had created the Mechanical Pencil channel here, Clutch Situation, to sort of fill the void, so to speak, of the loss to the mechanical pencil hobby world when he walked away from his blog for a little bit of time, and I explained to him how much I respected the fact that he had decided to take a step back for a little while. Well, I had found out recently that not only was he back, but also that he had started up the channel again, and he was liquidating some of his collection. And so what I have for you today is some pencils that I purchased from him at an incredibly reasonable price, and he shipped over to me from New Zealand, where he lives. And so, go to Dave's blog and check it out if you haven't. I'm opening this for the very first time. I know what it contains, but you don't. And so I thought this would be a fun little thing for us to open here on the channel, especially given that this is a package from somebody who inspired this channel. And so if you're enjoying Clutch Situation and you haven't checked out Dave's Mechanical Pencil blog, please go do that. I've had an opportunity to ask him questions about his photography, which I really appreciate, and what we think about being individuals who people follow on the internet, and what the pros and cons are of all of that. And so I'm excited to open this up and see what we got in here. And so if I can just get it open, we'll be good to go. I might need to do another cut here. Yes. So there we go. That'll open it up. Make sure everything's in focus. Let's see what we got here. Some newspaper. The North Shore Times. Okay. And I assume that means the North Island of New Zealand. And so let's see what we got going on here. Kay Benson will do your decks and fencing for you. And his numbers in here. All sorts of lawn care possibilities. So that's pretty cool to see a little window into another country. And then I have a series of pencils, some more newspaper, and he wrote me a nice little note. All right. I just want to read it ahead of time so I make sure that there isn't anything sensitive in here that could be displayed. All right. Okay. Cool. Okay, well, he sent me a lot more than what I requested, and so thanks a lot, Dave, for that. I appreciate that. So here we have quite the package, and I think I'll just, take everything apart and see what we have here, share with each other. We have a 0.5 millimeter Happy House. That's really interesting. We're going to read about these in a second, and you could pause the video and read the letter. I'm struggling a little bit with the tape, but I'll get it. That's what X-Acto knives are for. We have a Crayola pencil with colored lead. That's fun. We have an Itoya Point Keeper pencil. Sweet. I like the grip on that one. We have a Pentel Tyre, or Tyre, T-Y-R-E, has this fun little patterning on the outside that looks like it's made from foam. And that one, the lead might need to be refilled because that amount of lead on one click is really unlikely for a Pentel, but who knows, we'll see what happens. And we break that one open. Well, not break it open, obviously. And then we have a couple pencils here that I had actually sent Dave a little bit of money for recompense for. Okay. a Pentel Sharplet 300. I have never seen a Sharplet 300 in person, and so this is a really great find that I really appreciate. Okay, it's got that fine clicky mechanism for a Sharplet that I'm really going to enjoy. Probably going to need some lead, and I should probably move these down so you can actually see it in frame. Wow, this is amazing, Dave. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. And then two other pencils that, one of which I have in my collection. This is a Faber-Castell Grip 1347.7 millimeter, but the difference here is that this is in a blood red with black, and those are my school colors. And so not only do I love the 1347 as a model, but to get it in these colors, I could probably find these colors on Cult Pens or something, but it's just really difficult for me to order from Cult Pens. And then a pencil that I've been wanting to review on the channel for a long time, but I've never gotten around to, is a Faber-Castell Auto in 0.5. And this should be an auto advanced mechanical pencil, so you should be able to knock this just once and then just keep writing. But of course I'm going to investigate each of these and will likely review them in turn. And so, wow, what a great send. I really appreciate this, Dave. I appreciate not only you sending what I asked for, but also some additional pencils beyond that. And you better believe that, these will get loving reviews on the channel, and so I really appreciate that. Let's check out the letter now. And so for some of you who might be auditory learners out there, I'll read it to you. But it's on this fun stationery. And so this was dated the 8th of, or the 31st of August. The rest of the world writes dates differently from you, American, okay? So, August 31st, 2018. Hello, Michael. Greetings from Kiwi Land. I trust this small parcel finds you happy, healthy, and wise, and even if only for a few minutes, that it puts a smile on your dial. You bet it did, sir. I appreciate that. So, a few quick scribbled comments written with Lamy Scribble 0.7 millimeter with a smiley face. A man after my own heart. As you can see, I've enclosed a couple of extra items I thought you might have an interest in. I do. So, we have number one, the Crayola. Colored lead for when you feel the need to get all teacherly and grade some papers with color. I appreciate that, sir. You probably neither grade nor do so with pen and paper, but I like the thought. I actually have been grading with fountain pens recently. And so, my tastes, like many of us, are a bit, I'd like to say that they're a bit more diverse than just mechanical pencils, but it never hurts to try out new things, and so I really appreciate that. A Mitsubishi Uni Happy House. So this Happy House pencil is a Mitsubishi Uni, I should say. It's got a really nice click action right out of the gate. I'm going to be really excited to try this out. It's got a little bit of a patina as if it's aged, and so let's read a little bit about it. Let's see. Nice green eraser. That's vintage right there. Wonderful. This is a great vintage pencil that I will be very excited to use. Sort of reminds me of the Pentel 5 is what it reminds me of, which is another great mechanical pencil. So the Mitsubishi Uni Happy House, vintage item, not sure, but he thinks it's 80s and 90s. Plated trim starting to corrode, typical of the sort of Japan, only sort of stuff they did and sometimes still do. Over. We have the Itoyo Point Keeper from Stationery Heaven. One day, maybe I will live the dream and go to Itoyo. Okay. And so it's got a really nice click action too. I love those loud sounds. I like the grip on this. We have this old-fashioned classic pencil eraser here on the top with an aging plastic cap. Nice vintage item there. The Perol tire, I think I might have said Pentel tire, and yes, it is indeed the Penol tire. 0.5, the worst the worst mechanical pencil I've ever had. Not in a functional way, that's a Sakura piece of rubbish, but the worst in an aesthetic way. I mean, what were they thinking? The tire treads will undoubtedly come off with use. I agree with you. They are sort of, it feels like they're sort of glued on and, just felt or foam. And so that's really funny. Penol are a Danish brand. They used to manufacture themselves, and as I recall, made Parker, Montblanc, and others under license or joint venture, but nowadays are just another importer of cheap muck. Oh, I feel you, man. I mean, we are no longer in the golden age, right? And so for a long time, I kept this pencil deliberately as it was my worst, but now I feel it's time to pass it on so that others may enjoy the horror. Perhaps it will find a home with someone who loves it for what it is. Anyway, all the best, David. David, I really appreciate you sending this, and I'm happy to share it on the channel. I'm sure the viewers will like it as well. And so what a nice little personal touch. I really appreciate your letter. This is something that is frameable, honestly, because it's nice that we get to have these exchanges with hobbies across oceans, right? And so I've now received mechanical pencils from people in, and some of these are personal exchanges, and some of them are commerce exchanges. But I've received pencils from Japan, South Korea, India, I think, New Zealand, Australia, the United Kingdom, and France. And I think that that's the list. And so it's so wonderful to have exchanges with people from overseas. And David, I really appreciate this sending to you, and I appreciate you sending this to me. And I'm even more appreciative that I get to share this on the channel. And so, folks, you're going to see my impressions on these coming up. I might review a couple of the vintage ones together, but you better believe that I will be reviewing the Faber-Castell Auto coming up. I'll probably do the Uni Happy House separately because it looks like it's a really solid pencil. And, you know, I don't know if I've actually done the Faber-Castell Grip series on the channel. I think I had done it on my blog when I was still updating my blog, but I don't think that I've done Faber-Castell Grip mechanical pencils on the channel, and now I have 2 of them, and so maybe it's time to do that. And so, David, thanks so much for sending this to me, and if you're in the audience viewing, thanks for tuning in. And I have lots of great stuff coming up on the channel, including a special pencil that I received this past weekend from a friend as a gift, that if we can get to 5,000 subscribers, I will review it as part of my 5,000 subscriber video. You know, we may be a couple months out on that, and that's fine, but it's always nice to have something to look forward to. Plus, I have other pencils that I haven't mentioned yet that I'd like to review on the channel as well. And so, thanks for tuning in. Hope everybody has a great weekend. I will catch you later.